To the Americans, it was known as the French and Indian War. To the world, it was known as the 7 Years' War. Was the geo-global conflict the first real world war in history? The 7 Years' War was fought in Europe, in the Americas, West Africa, India, and the Philippines. It also involved the nations of Britain, Prussia, Spain, France, Austria, Sweden, and Russia. With the signing of the Treaty of Paris on February 10th, 1763, according to 19th century historian Francis Parkman, quote, half of the continent changed hands at the scratch of a pen, end of quote. The territory of the Appalachian Mountains and points west was not viewed as shared or native lands, but viewed as rightfully open for British trade and settlement. The American Indian had felt the greater threat to its hunting lands from the continued flow of settlers pushing over the mountains. France recognized this and leveraged their fears into an alliance. A young British officer, George Washington, had long suspected the frontier as the weak point to the more settled regions east of the Blue Ridge. He knew the French and Indians' successful fighting tactics during General Braddock's defeat at Fort Duquesne and pushed for the construction of a line of defense forts along the Potomac River valleys, where settlers had begun clearing the land for farms. The line of forts spanned the spine of the Appalachians, clear to the Tennessee Valley. Washington himself, promoted to a colonel, would establish his headquarters at Fort Loudon in the now city of Winchester. By 1758, Fort Upper Tract, Fort Sybert, Fort Edwards, Fort Foran, and Fort Pearsall would all be attacked, with half fallen and its settlers killed or captured. In this episode, the Appalachian History Detectives, in collaboration with the Aquachigger, continue our investigation of the site. Stay tuned. There is some conjecture, I've used that term before, on what kind of fort this was, what the style of the fort was. So I made some notes, and we hope to maybe resolve that. This fort was sanctioned or commissioned by the Virginia Assembly. George Washington disagreed with the style and the kind of fort the Virginia Assembly approved of. And the style of fort he was wanting was a quadrangle with bastions. However, we do not believe that's the kind of fort that was built here. So, we believe 90%, that's what Jake says, 90% this fort was not quadrangle. It did not have bastions. We believe this was a circular fort with a stockade blockhouse inside. We think the evidence so far from our digs supports that premise. So we like to figure that riddle out. Got a good hit here, 18 to 22. We're gonna dig this right there. Okay. Let me pull you guys up closer so you could peer down in the hole here. All right, I think it's right here. It's right in here. It's pewter. It is pewter. It's very brittle, but I don't know, but that definitely is pewter. Can you see that? All right. I think I'm right in the center of where the fort was, right here. I just found that piece of pewter right there. I found this piece of melted pewter right there. That's good. I'm happy about that. I see it. You see it? It could be melted lead. That's what that is. Probably an old lead bullet. I think it's an old lead bullet. Let's keep going. Look, I popped that plug. I think I see a bone. Is it a bone? Nope. It's actually lead. It's a piece of lead. I have no clue what it goes to. I ran my detector over all this, and it's in this pile right here. You know what? How about that's it? That is a fired musket ball, is what that is. It's getting muddy out on you guys, I'm sorry. That's a fired musket ball. And I wonder if the palisade wall came out this far. Yeah, and it's flattened on one side. Yeah. Yep, very good. Pattern. Found a musket right there. Musket ball right there. Found one right over there. Chick found one right there. And I don't know if you guys can see this in the video, but there is an arc starting to develop right here. And it's circular. And where the Indians fired into the wall, you would have that. It's telling a story. We're going to let the evidence tell the story. All right, just dug another piece of lead. It's small, about the size of that other round ball. Again, we're in a semicircle here. I just dug it down about the same depth. Maybe we'll find the ramparts are actually right here. That line I'm digging is right here. It's all been lead. The holes have been bigger than a typical plug because I'm also looking for the foundation of that wall. Looks like there's flint right there. Is that flint? Yep, that's flint right there. All right, let's set this aside. It's in this. Let me make sure. It's in this. Oh, it's a button. There it is, it's a button. Yep, it looks like a button I found here before. Maybe the guy was standing here on the outside of the wall firing, shooting at the Indians. That's an old button. Okay, I'll clean that up. I'll show you some photos at the end. Okay, I was filling in the hole and I ran the detector back over the plug. I had another hit. There it is. Yep, there it is. Okay, so that lead round ball was right by the button. All right, I got a hit here. Pulled the plug, still in the hole. I had to take my glove off because I just changed the battery. It's right in here. There. You guys see anything? Oh yeah, I see it. It is. It's a button. It is another button. It's a pewter button. It's an old one. Might have a design, but it looks like it might actually have some melt on there. Could be a tomback button. But look. It looks like it's been hit or melted. That's clear visible signs of a button that got melted right there. That is a pewter button with signs of melt. All right, it's a great find. Let's keep going. All right, I found the lead right there. The button's right back there. Had a 17 hit, which is a pretty good hit. Popped it out, and it's right in here. I'm not going to show you guys every lead find. All right, it's in there. It's in there somewhere. There it is. That's it. It's a piece of lead. My I guess that's probably a lead round ball right there. That's been flattened. Lots of lead. All right, if I find anything other than lead, I'll bring you guys back. All right, I've been digging up lead bullets. I'll show you guys those at the wrap up. I'm not showing you every dig. I got a good hit. It's low tone. Could be iron. I'm fine with iron, but it could be pewter. That's why I'm bringing you guys back. It is in here. I pulled the plug. It's in here somewhere. All right, it's right in here. Oh, is that it? That's pewter, I think. Is that it? Yes, it is. It is a pewter button. There we go. That's actually tomback. It was either hit or in a fire, because that's all worn away. See that? It's a good find. Okay, let's keep going. I have found in this little area, I found a tomback button there, round ball there. I found 2 buttons over there, lots of round balls. So I think this area was, where fighting was definitely intense. I believe, right here. I think I found a piece of a trigger guard, believe it or not. Not a big piece, but a piece nonetheless. Let's take a look. I'm gonna take my glove off because it's right there. Is that a piece of a trigger guard? I think it is. I think the gate of the fort was right here. All the artifacts I'm finding is right here. And I think the fighting was real heavy going into the fort right here. So I'm gonna look around here. We're gonna search this nice and easy, nice and slow. And hopefully we can't find more. Look at that. That's awesome. Isn't that awesome? Look at that. That is awesome. Okay, I found that trigger guard right here. I ran my detector over, had another beep, and it was right in here. It's really small, and I pulled it out, and it is that small lead round ball. See that? Same hole. That's why it's always good to check each hole at least twice when you're digging, because I would have missed that entirely. Right there where that trigger guard is, that little musket. I still believe this was the entrance to the fort. It turned right here. You can almost see like a hump right there. It turned right here and they went into the fort right here. Everything I've been finding has been right here. It's gonna be right in here. It's very, very small. It's gotta be that. Yeah, that's it. It's in this. It's in here. Oh, looky there. You see it? You see it? It's a button. It's a button. Looky there. Looky there. That's button number 4 for me on the day. I pulled something out of here that really caught my attention, and I want to show you guys. See that? With my shovel, I busted it. There's some more of it down in here. I'll look for it. And we'll ask Chig what that is in the wrap up. And that could be glass. But you can see how that's been worked. Isn't that pretty? It's really beautiful. Pull the plug. It's right there. I'm sorry you guys, it's really muddy. I mean, you could see my gloves, really wet. So I'm not filming the digs because it's just really too muddy. But that is a nice looking button. Shank's still on it. Of course it's muddy, so I'm gonna have to wait till it dries up to clean that up. All right, that's a great find. And right here where you see the shovel behind, and right over here is where I've been finding the buttons and the lead, and lots of it. And I think the gate stood right here. I think the Indians came up this way. They flanked around. The last time I was here, I found mostly pewter. And the very first artifact I found today was also pewter. And it was right over here in the center of the fort. And that's where I believe the stockade was, and the women were holed up there. The men were fighting all out here, and that's why we found all the lead. Put my shovel in, and this fell out right there. And this looks like an old tone back button. Yeah, it's tone back. Let me see that. Yep, it's an oldie. All right, I'm happy about that. I think I found a button, and it is a very small button. It might be the smallest button I've found so far. I will let you guys take a look. Here. It's a half button. Still got part of the shank on it. And there's no doubt in my mind this is a pewter button. But it was right here. I started digging with my hand and it fell out. And it's a flatty. Pull up here where you can see it. And that is an old pewter button. See that? It's an old pewter button. I believe this is like my 8th button. I enjoy digging these out of the ground. And I'll never complain about digging buttons. But I would like to find an old buckle, an old coin, or something that can help date this place other than these buttons and melted lead. I am on my 5th battery. I've never had any site chew up batteries like this site has. And as soon as this battery's done, it's done. I'm done. But I found another button. I've been finding buttons all day today. I dug the hole out. Here's the hole. I dug a lot because it's deep. And I saw it falling down in here. And I think it's like right in here. There it is. There it is. There it is. Okay. Yep. Sorry about that. Let me pull you guys up here where it's at. There's the shank. It's another button. That's an old one too. Look at that. Look at that shank. All right, you guys. The Chig and I weren't really able to do a wrap up. So I actually brought everything out, put it on a paper towel here, as you can see. Quite a bit of stuff. Had a really good day. We both had a great day, actually. And I just let it dry. I haven't cleaned anything up. At the end of the video, you'll see all of these artifacts cleaned up and in photographs. But I wanted to go everything from, let's go from here, from the left to right, okay? A lot of melted pewter and lead. And yeah, some of it definitely is pewter. This here piece is pewter. But anyway, as we go down here, now you're going to start seeing the lead round balls. And some of these are still holding their round form. Others, you can see where they've flattened, where they've hit stuff. And a most unusual find, for me anyway, are these little tiny round balls. And there's 6 of them there. And I never really thought I'd find small round balls at a site, an old site like this. They're bigger than a bucking ball. They're definitely a round ball, and you know, when in my video, when I pull these out of the grounds, I surmised that they were from a pistol. This part here, I think it is from a pistol. I think it's a pistol grip. See how that is? I mean, it fits perfectly in your hand. But anyway, here's the buttons I found. You guys saw that I was pulling quite a few of these out of the ground. I have 12 of them. Some of them are tomback flat buttons, but most are vented buttons. And, you know, the fort burned in 1758, so these buttons could feasibly date back into the 1600s. My find of the day, and I hate to say this, I did not film this dig. As you can see it, it's silver. And when I dug into that, I mean, it was high on the detector, but I thought it was aluminum. And when I pulled it out of the ground, it was muddy, and it looked like that. And I just said, it's a piece of aluminum trash. And I threw it in my bag. And once it dried up, started cleaning this stuff up. It is a 1718 Bolivian real. So this is my, I mean, I can't believe I didn't film that. I feel really bad about it. But now you guys get to see it.